week, and I made sure I had you one every week.
Did. This has been fun. This is the most fun I've had in recent time. So it's a awesome organization here at BBB12, and I've had a lot of fun.
And a final score just coming in, Fulton has defeated Oak Ridge 27-26.
I would hate to be in Oak Ridge tonight.
So after what we saw, Oak Ridge knocks off Mount Juliet, takes Powell to the wire. Fulton starts out the season just absolutely dreadful, loses 5 straight games. Fulton is the number 3 seed, and Oak Ridge is the number 4 seed. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I tell you, Oak Ridge has been a roller coaster all year long. So just ending with how they started.
So thank you again for this opportunity. I hope you've enjoyed all season long. Thank you, OEB Law, as we said, all of our sponsors. When we went into game 1, I had pink eye. I mean, it started out kind of crazy. We made the road trip to Mount Juliet. It has been a wonderful season, and we thank you, all the viewers, for being along with us. Again, final score, Rockwood defeats Cumberland Gap 35-7. Again, stay tuned for the 5-Star Preps Friday night scoreboard show, and they'll get you caught up with David Queener and Jonathan Cox on all this playoff craziness. They'll have all the answers for you. They'll talk to Jesse Smithey. He'll know all the answers if you've got any questions. So that is coming up as soon as we take care of everything right here. So again, for James Gibson, for Brad Jones, Chandler Jones, I'm Aaron Harvey. Good night, everyone.
Well, the damage doesn't look too bad. This check should cover the repairs.
Oh, okay.
Also, you're not covered for a rental vehicle, but we gave you an allowance so that you can get to and from and pick up your vehicle. How's that sound?
Sure.
Great, fantastic. If you could sign right here, and then you can get on with your life.
A smiling cheater is still a cheater. If you want all your money, better call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
XL Bowman & Son, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope, is a nonprofit organization providing clothing and housewares to the financially disadvantaged of Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties. Bryson's Closet makes this possible with their thrift store that is located at 350 North Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. Bryson's Closet is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please visit Bryson's Closet to donate, shop, or even volunteer. Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owner's insurance agency.
It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford EcoSport, $17,726. New 2020 Ford Explorer XLT, $34,995. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Shops online at rayvarnerford.com. It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Mustang EcoBoost, $23,995. New 2019 F-150 Super Crew, $30,995. Shops online at rayvarnerford.com.
I am a simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Big E's Deli and Market is now open in Rockwood at 326 North Gateway Avenue. They have both 100% gas and gas with ethanol. They are open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Come by and visit the new owners of Big E's. They have all types of sandwiches in the deli, plus competitive gas prices and the coldest drinks in town. That's Big E's Market, 326 North Gateway Avenue in Rockwood.
Breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome to the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard. I'm David Queener. Jonathan Cox will be with me here in just a few minutes. We finished week 11 up. It's in the books. The regular season is final, and now we move on to the playoffs. Everybody zip, and we'll see who can be the strongest and survive over the next 4 or 5 weeks, and we'll see who makes it to Cookeville. It should be an interesting playoffs. Let me first say to the guys that did the game tonight, the OEB Game of the Week. They had a really good year this year. They've done a great job. Congratulations completing that season. It's tough every Friday night to go and do it, but y'all guys, you did a great job and made us all here at Channel 12 proud. Stepped right in there and done an excellent job. So congratulations to that gang. It's one of the Brad Jones and those guys are some of the hardest working people I know, and I don't say it just because I'm sitting here right now, but I know how hard he works and how much he puts into it. So congratulations to those guys for having a really successful year, and I'm sure for the 2 new guys there, they're glad it's over a little bit so they take a breath, so they won't know how to act for the next couple of Friday nights. But I just want to say congratulations, my hat's off to you, and I tip it to you. If I had one on, I would. So. But week 11 is in the books. I I guess the biggest upset tonight, and when Cox gets here, that's where he was at. So, but I guess the biggest upset will be Fulton, a team that was going in at 2-7, needed to win tonight against Oak Ridge, or needed Clinton to beat Carnes. And Fulton decided they wasn't going to depend on Clinton. They just do it themselves, and they wind up beating Fulton beats Oak Ridge 27-26. I'm told that Oak Ridge missed a field goal with about 30 seconds to go to win the game. I would have to think that's the biggest upset of tonight. In our area right here is Oak Ridge going down to Fulton, a team that was. No, I said 2-7. That's right. They were 2-7 going into tonight. So, congratulations to everybody that won tonight. Congratulations to everybody that's going to the playoffs. For you that are not, take a week off and either go get in basketball or go get in the weight room and start working on next year. I'm trying to look to Alcoa takes down DB tonight. That just jumps off the score TV at me just saying that. DB 6A team and Alcoa 3A team. So I see where Powell won. I see where West absolutely handled Campbell County tonight. Greenville gets Sullivan East tonight. That's probably a future opponent of Anderson County, maybe here in probably a couple weeks. Maryville rolls big tonight. Gibbs beats the defending 5A state champ Central tonight, 28-17. I don't know that that's an upset. Be interesting to talk to Cox when he gets in here. We'll talk about that game. I really look forward to the call tonight with Jesse Smithey when he calls in. And in the game last night, Cofield and Oneida played in some really tough conditions, but Cofield comes out of that game 22 to 15, I believe, maybe something like that. It was 22 to something. 22-16. I can't remember what the score was. But Cofield did win the game. Oliver Springs rolls over Midway tonight, 34-7. Another one that jumps out with me is Gatlinburg-Pittman beats Kingston. That's a big win. I see Powell holds on to beat South Door to stay unbeaten for the year, 15-12. I think a lot of people thought that game would be a lot of scoring, but apparently not. 4838112, it's our number here. Give us a call. I'm sure a lot of people's not made it home yet from their games. Be interested to see if we get a few calls tonight from Oak Ridge. I haven't seen a Clinton final yet. The last time I heard the score, Clinton was up by 15. 37-13, I'm being told. They beat Carnes. So congratulations to the Dragons. They get their second victory of the year and finish the year at 2-8. So they'll be washing their uniforms and going on to basketball. But congratulations to them picking up the second win of the year. I know AC won big tonight. It was 55, I don't know if it's 55-13, I believe, or 14 maybe. They still won big. So they're at home for the next couple of weeks, at least in the playoffs, because they've won their region title. It's the third year in a row they've won that, so they're back-to-back region region champions. So congratulations to Grace laid on Boyd Buchanan tonight. I didn't see that coming, not that big anyway. Boyd Buchanan's usually pretty tough. Hadn't seen a Union County score yet. Union County was at Granger County tonight, I believe. I believe I'm correct where they were playing. It doesn't really matter where they were playing. It's just that's who they played tonight. And I think the winner of that game got in the playoffs. Could this be year 2 that Union County gets in? And if so, they will travel to Anderson County Friday night. First round in the playoffs. So we'll see later on if Union County did win that game, and we'll find out here in just a little while. I'm sure we'll get a final on that. But Rockwood wins tonight over Cumberland Gap. Harriman was off tonight. Union County won in overtime, I'm being told. And they say we have an echo on the TV, guys. I don't know what it's coming from. Anyway, we'll get the echo. We'll work on the echo and see if we can figure out what it is. I don't have any idea. I'm only one here, so I don't know. Might have something to do with the weather. It's probably freezing everything up. But like I said, interesting night tonight. Week 11's in the book. The high school regular season is over with. It's really hard to believe that it is over with. It seems like it's no time that we were getting started here and back in August, and we went weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It was 97 degrees or hotter, and now, man, the last couple of weeks, it's football weather. It's turned off. It's nippy tonight. It's going to be fairly chilly tonight. So, but anyway, week 11 is in the books, and let's get a call here. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm showing Granger beat Union County 24-20.
Well, I was told that Union County won in overtime.
Well, I'm just giving the score. I've got it on the computer here. I'm not sure which score is right, but it's got 24-20 Granger.
Okay, we'll check on it then and see which is right then.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, I was told something different. All right, Channel 95 is the one that reported Union County won. Maybe that's not a final. We'll see. We'll try to get it off Coach T here in a minute. That'll be the gospel anyway. But we'll see if we can find that score. Appreciate you calling in. Okay, we've got 24-20 here too. So okay, Granger County beats Union County. So looks like it'll be Granger going to Anderson County next Friday night to play the Mavs. So that looks like that's who their first round opponent is. 55-13 tonight, AC over Sequoia. I don't think it's nothing surprises me about that score. Greenback Rose over Oakdale tonight, 66-0. I'm sure Oakdale and those guys were just hopefully glad to get out with no injuries. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I'm in Harriman. I didn't hear an echo a while ago, just to let you know.
Okay, thank you.
No, wait a minute, I'm not through.
Oh, I ain't gonna run you off. Go ahead.
I really enjoy your show.
Uh-huh.
And I enjoy your show, and I am. Thanks for the information about the Harriman game that didn't exist. So, just letting you know.
All right.
All right, I enjoy it.
All right, thank you, man. We appreciate you listening.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
So up in Clinton we've got an echo, and down in Harriman we don't. So, okay. I cannot tell you. It's got something to do with the lines. I guess there's water in the lines. I use Ron Meredith's theory. He's been having some trouble with some of his lines on some of his stations that he's just put over on the FM side. I think 95.9. He says thought he had some water in the lines in the cable or the coax lines or something. So maybe that's what we got. I don't know. So I know I don't think we have to get anybody to climb as high as he has to get somebody to climb at his place. But anyway, with the weather we've had the last couple of days, who really knows? So if there is an echo, just hold in there with us. Maybe it'll get better tonight through the night. But down on the Roane County side, we're good to go down there. So it seems like. So just hang with us, and we'll try to see if we can figure it out a little later on here, figure out what's going on. But the lines are lit up. So let's go to it. Good caller, you're on the air.
Hey, David. Talked to some parents that was at the Union County game, and Granger County did win. I don't know. Somebody must have got that score crossed up.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, they, I guess they did. So let's go. Good caller, you're on there.
Hey, hey, David, does that mean Clinton might go to a playoff game, or how's that going to work?
No, Clinton's not going to a playoff game.
So who will it be on number 4?
Who will it be? Oak Ridge.
Yeah. Oak Ridge will be. I thought they was third.
No, Fulton beat them tonight.
Okay.
Oak Ridge
All right,
is
David,
4.
have good.
All right, bud. Great caller, you on there?
Yeah, I got Loudon 24 and Red Bank 7. That was the two undefeated teams playing each other. So it's Loudon 24, Red Bank 7.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming in fast and furious, and all right, I was trying to see what was said there to me. All right, let's move right along. 483-8112, give us a call, and if you've not seen the score up there, there's the Granger Union County score. If you've not seen the score up there and you know it, or we've got something wrong, I don't think we do now anyway. I don't think we ever had anything wrong. That's just what we're told, and we got that from somebody else. So I think we're pretty good right now. But if you're an Oliver Springs fan and you've made it home, you just won tonight 30-47. You've had a pretty good year. Finished number 2 in the region. So congratulations on Oliver Springs having a really good year. I'm shocked that Alcoa Deep. Well, I'm not shocked, but I'm just shocked that Alcoa. And I don't think that Alcoa has allowed a point. I might be wrong when I fix what I'm fixing to say. I don't think they've allowed a point against a region foe this year. All the points that's been scored against them have been scored by Maryville, DB, and I'm trying to think who the other school they played out of. That was, I won't say Blackman. I might be wrong though, but I don't think they allowed a point in region in the region. That's strong, folks. Good caller, you on the air?
Anderson County beats Aquia 55-13.
55-13. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right. 55-13 for AC. The young person says. We appreciate calling the call every week and give us that, and we do appreciate it. 22-14 last night. Cofield got Oneida up at Oneida. I know it's a tough place to play. Tony Lambert always has a really good football team, and that's just a tough place to go and come away with a W up there. But 483-8112, folks, give us a call. I had this guy call earlier in the year when I finally did get back here and got back in to help Cox a little bit, try to help him out. Had my favorite fan, and his name's Elvis. I don't know where Elvis is at. My favorite fan just went away. Elvis just flew the coop. So, Elvis, if you got back to the coop, call us, babe. We missed you. But there is one fan, if he's listening, I don't know if he went to the game or not. I'll be willing to bet he didn't, because he probably thought that game was in the books for Oak Ridge tonight, and there would be no way that Fulton would have a chance. But there's just really a big fanatic fan down here in Oak Ridge that likes to give me and Cox a hard time. I really hope he calls tonight. And it'd be interesting to see what he has to say. With Oak Ridge going down tonight to Fulton 27-26. That's Oak Ridge didn't have a lot to play for tonight other than staying in third place. Technically, there was no way they could advance any. I mean, third was where it was at, or there was that possibility of going to 4, and that's what happened tonight. But so I guess it was hard to get them up this week after a big emotional game last week. And folks, they had Powell on the ropes and should have won that game. So, interesting to see if I hadn't talked to Coach Gaddis in about a week. It's been about 2 weeks now. Great caller, you're in the air. Hello.
Hey, Queener.
Hey.
I guess that's the price the Ridgers pay for not allowing you to ride the bus.
Well, that's probably true too. But see, Wednesday night, I got a call and the guy said, if you'll stay home tonight, and not go to the Pizza Inn, we'll give you $100. I sent Brad Jones that text. I thought that they might be able to scrape up enough money down there at the Pizza Inn to get me to come to the coaches thing, because Coach Gaddis says every time I come they win. So
right.
I didn't go. I didn't go this Wednesday night. I took the people's money from Fulton, and Coach Gaddis had the opportunity to give me that. He had the opportunity. He could just give me $101, and I'd have been all right.
Well, they could have come out cheaper just buying you food.
Well, probably so too. But no, I wasn't gonna take no food. I was taking $100. It'd take $101. That's what they gave me from Fulton. So they gave me a big crisp $100 bill. I got it today, and that's just the way it is. I'm sure. Listen, I don't know where they go next week. I'm not riding.
South Dole, ain't it?
South
Dole, ain't it?
I'm not riding the bus over South Dole. I'll just tell you I'm
and
staying at the house.
And that's not going to give. You're going to have South. You got South Dole, I think, winning that region, and you got Central second. So that's going to be a tough region right there. You're going to have West playing Central.
I tell you what, I've looked at the region that Oak Ridge is in, and if you take West and Powell out of that region, just take West and Powell out, and look at everybody else, it is a fairly weak region.
Oh, yeah.
It is weak, okay?
Yeah.
So Oak Ridge didn't have a very good year this year. Campbell County didn't have a good year this year. Clinton didn't. Carnes didn't. Fulton didn't. I mean, just add them up.
Right.
That's a weak. That's the and I know Powell's a favorite to win the 5A, but that region is really. I mean, it's a down year. Maybe that's the right word to say instead of weak. It is it's a down year in that region.
Well, I mean, somewhere's in the second round, Powell's going to either meet probably West or Central.
Yeah, I think there's I don't. I've heard a couple different things on Central, that Central's not as good as they were last year, and I've heard, they're really good, and I don't know if they are or not. I've not saw them play, so it's really hard to judge a team, if you've not saw them play, but so I don't know. I mean, guess that's why we line up and play the games on Friday night.
Just want you to know that I appreciate the job y'all doing. Y'all do a great job for these kids around here.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
See you, Quinn.
I see you, bud. Quick call, you on the air.
Queener, what do you say? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, you took it tonight. They knocked you out tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Just right in the mouth.
Yeah. Sure did. Sure did.
It's all right, though. That's life.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's exactly what I'd be saying. Yeah, I'd come up with an excuse. It's just life. That's what I'd say. Yeah. Go over and play a team that's 2-7 and get beat. That's exactly what I'd say. That's just life. It's life. Hey, oh yeah. Hey, yeah. That's what I'd say. If that's the best you got, look. If that's the best you got, hang the phone up. Okay.
I got nothing.
Hang the phone up. If that's the
Why
best.
would I hang it up when you can just hang up on me?
Hang the phone up. No, I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm not going to hang up on you, but hang the phone up. If that's the best you got, well, that's just life. And you go over and lose to a team that's 2-7. 2-7.
Well, Queener.
In one of the weakest regions in East Tennessee that played tonight. That's one of the weakest regions. You take the top two teams out, they probably ain't got as many wins as Powell's got this year. 2-7. Team
well,
they lost to tonight.
I guess it could be worse. We could be Clinton. So,
they're not calling down here and saying the Clinton people's not calling here tonight and saying that's just life. They're not saying that. That comes out of your mouth. It's just life. It's just life. You got beat by a team tonight that's 2-7. and 7.
Are you going to let me
2 and
talk?
7.
Come on, Quinn, let me talk. Don't talk over me. That's not how we do this. Come on.
Well, remember, I can do what I want. You said I could cut
You
you
can do
off.
what you want, but we got a debate here. If you're not going to
There's not no debate to this, because you said that's just life.
A tough lesson to learn for those youngsters. A tough lesson to learn. I got nothing, Quinn. What do you want me to say? They lost to a horrible team. But, of course, I also said at the beginning of the season that they weren't that good anyway. The fact that they beat Farragut and these other teams kind of surprised me. So they reached their peak early. So, yeah.
You amaze me. They reached their peak early. Golly.
Man, what do you want
they
from me,
reached their peak early.
An anonymous source on social media told me you were calling me out, so I had to give you a call while I'm eating.
Anonymous what?
An anonymous source that does not want me to say the person's name was telling me that you're calling me out, so I thought
I didn't call you out. I said it'll be interesting to see if you call tonight and see what, and I'm going to say it just like I think it, lame excuse you've got. Lame excuse, because you gave me a lame excuse. It's life. It's just part of life.
I guess so, Queener. Well, what do you want me to say?
Oh, I can't wait till Cox gets here, and it's just part of life when we start on you. Remember the fact he's pulling up in the parking lot right now, and I just can't wait.
What you really want me to say is you want me to say, "Fire Gaddis, you're fishing me." You want me to say that, don't you?
No. I didn't say that about Fire Gaddis. You know, listen. Here's what y'all had on the line Wednesday night. I didn't show up to Pete's Inn. I sent a message. I sent a message down that Fulton told me if I'd stay at home, he'd give me $100. All y'all had to do was take up a little money, and I'd have come down. Maybe you'd have won tonight.
It'd be a waste of money, that's for sure.
Would have been wasted money. It wouldn't have wasted $100 for Fulton to give me stay here, stay at my house Wednesday night. 2 and 7, a 2 and 17 beat you tonight.
I'm not disagreeing.
Remember.
Let's hear it from Cox. Go ahead.
No, it's just part of life.
Tough losses are a part of life.
Yeah, just part of life.
Unless you're Maryville.
Huh?
Unless you're Maryville. When you don't have tough
Maryville. We're not talking about Maryville. We're talking about Oak Ridge and Fulton.
Yeah, it was a good game, Queener. They beat us fair and square. Come on now, what are you trying to get out of me?
I'm not trying to get anything out of you.
You just want to hammer it down?
You wasn't at the game tonight. How do you know? How do you know it's a fair and square game?
The great and mighty, useful, better than you, Dave Clary, went live with it, so I watched it.
Well, you wasn't there tonight. You know, a loyal fan, a big Oak Ridge, I guarantee the diehard Oak Ridge fans were there tonight out in the cold. Where were you at?
Well, there's certainly more hardcore Oak Ridge fans than me.
Where were you at?
There was another athletic event I had to attend to with my buddy on it. I chose my buddy over the Oak Ridge game.
Well, what other athletic event was that?
Say what?
What other athletic event was that?
It was a combat sports event in Knoxville at Cotton Eye Joe's.
Oh.
And have Brad Jones knows. Tell him, Brad. Tell him what he's messing with.
Brad ain't here. Brad's not here. There's no Brad here to tell me nothing about you. You know, you're not a diehard fan. You know what you are? You're a wannabe. A wannabe. But you don't know who you're rooting for.
Incorrect,
you don't know if you're an Oak Ridge fan. You can't decide. You don't know if you're an Oak Ridge fan or a Clinton fan. You just really can't decide. Because I've seen you more at Clinton. I've seen you more at Clinton than I have at Oak Ridge.
Huh? Don't you like Fulton and Clinton?
I don't care who football. I don't have no favorites. I don't follow nobody.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
If you'd ask me basketball, I'd tell you, I follow Fulton a little bit. But I don't follow nobody in football. I don't have a favorite team in football. Now that it's playoff times, I'll tell you who my favorite football team is in the playoffs.
Well, like I said, it could be worse. We could be Clinton. So I think I'll take our record over Clinton's record.
Okay,
but
take
Bolton
it
play
then.
good. Bolton play good.
Yeah.
You can't take anything away from them.
You don't know they play good. You weren't even at the game.
I just told you I watched the game. If you'd listen.
Hey, I listened. I heard you perfectly fine.
No, you didn't.
You was not there. You didn't see it in person. Don't get.
Clary had technical difficulties. He didn't listen much.
Yeah, you didn't listen much to the game because Clary had technical difficulties. They said so.
Oh well.
Oh wow.
I saw the game.
Wow. Wow. All right, we got to go. We got to take a break and get some real callers on.
You know what? I think I'll pay you a visit.
I don't care if you pay me a visit or not. I'm not really worried about it.
I'll get down there.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Welcome back to the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard. Not our final one. We've still got a couple more to go. Traditionally, we'll go a couple weeks, maybe 3, depends on who's left in the area. Let's see. Oak Ridge. I don't guess we can consider Powell being in the area, really. Oak Ridge, Harriman, Rockwood, Kingston. Am I missing somebody? Coalfield.
Anderson County.
Anderson County. Hey, I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think small first.
Okay.
So you got, did Harriman get in?
Oliver Springs. I think Harriman got in.
Harriman,
yeah.
Oliver Springs, Anderson County, Oak Ridge, Kingston.
Oliver Springs, Coalfield, AC, and Oak Ridge. So we'll be around a couple weeks, maybe 3 at the most, but we will be here. We'll be around a little bit. Now, I think the playoffs games start a little bit earlier, don't they start at 7?
7 o'clock.
They start at 7. Won't change our time here. We'll still come on next Friday night at 10 o'clock, but you can join us here. Shows won't be quite as we go. The shows will get a little bit shorter because the teams it'll be a little bit less to talk about, but we will talk about it and try to cover it all. So I know you was at the Fulton Oak Ridge game tonight. Shocked, surprised, or whatever?
I think I was more surprised by how flat and just not prepared Oak Ridge was. And I'm not talking about, being prepared from the coaching standpoint, coaching the players. They just mentally were not prepared, they weren't ready to play the game. I think a lot of times if you look at 2 games tonight, I was driving in, listening to the radio. If you look at the Oak Ridge Fulton game and you look at the Central Gibbs game, they had the same outcome. And if you look, Oak Ridge played Powell last week in a close game.
I said that earlier.
And then Central played South Dole in a big game, and both those teams come out and lose. Now, if Oak Ridge wants to make a deep run, they've got to figure out how to move the football when number 1 can't run it. Tonight, I think Fulton was going to make anybody but number 1 beat them, and it didn't happen. But I will say that number 1 is going to be a heck of a football player for Oak Ridge. He is big. He can run. I know. He's big. He can run. He's good. But I would say overall the best team didn't win that game, but Oak Ridge wasn't the best team tonight. They're a better football team, all in all. But tonight, Fulton outplayed them. Tell me a little bit about I heard something maybe that there were some ejections and maybe a fight. If anybody's listening, was there a fight at the Clinton-Carnes game?
Yeah, there was a fight. That's what Jim Harris talked about on the radio as I was coming down. He said in his 21 years, he's never seen a fight like that in high school football. So I think there was a couple of ejections. I watched it on Channel 95 a little bit tonight, just back and forth between there and 12 and listened to Oak Ridge Fulton. And I tell you, the penalties tonight were unreal.
Really?
Both ways.
There's a reason why they've won a combined 3 games.
It was just unreal. Just unreal, the penalties tonight. So, anyway, let's get this call. Been holding for a little while. Great caller, you on the air. Hello.
Just live. Quinter, it's just live.
Yeah.
Ain't that what somebody told you a while ago?
That's what that crazy Oak Ridge caller told me a while ago.
Hey, Cox.
Yes, sir.
What happened last Saturday? Where's my lunch at?
Let's go. Where are you going to go?
Well, I won't give you a chance to get it back tomorrow.
Okay. I guess he don't want to eat lunch with me, Quainer.
I guess.
He's got free lunch on the table, and he wants to double down. What are you going to double down for, a steak?
Yeah, Quinter. We have to take Quinter with us because he's sitting there. I'll invite him there to go with us because we'll have 2 up on you tomorrow.
There's one thing Quinter and I agree on before we start this show. This is the only time during the year we hang out together. He ain't allowed to run with me, and I'm not allowed to run with him.
Well, he's trying to build your reputation up, and you won't let him.
We sat beside each other for so long on a bench, we're not allowed to be out in public anymore together. Hey, caller.
Okay, Cox, why won't nobody tell me why AC won't play Campbell County no more?
Call somebody from Campbell County. They'll tell you the truth.
Huh?
Call someone from Campbell County. They will tell you the truth.
I was up there. This is the truth. I was up there Thursday and talked to one of the coaches that I know personally. He said, I'd rather not discuss it, buddy.
Campbell County coach or Anderson County coach?
Campbell County.
Well,
I told you last week why they wouldn't.
We told you last week.
We told you last week.
Why, Queener?
I'm not telling you again. I've already told you once.
It's just life, Queener. Now, come on.
It's just life.
Yeah, it's just life, all right. Yeah.
Hey, caller, did you hear where Davy Gillum won his 100th game tonight?
Huh?
Did you hear where Davy Gillum won his 100th career? Yeah, 100th career victory tonight.
He's not going to be at AC long. There's going to be some schools coming after him.
Well, yeah, I figured that, but do they play? Will we play Union County next week, or who do we play?
No, Granger.
Granger County beat Union County?
Yep, 24-20.
What did they do, going overtime?
I guess, I don't know.
No, Granger was down. Granger was down 24 to. Granger was up 24-8. Union County came back, got it 24-20, and held on to win.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, caller, are you going to go watch Anderson County play Greenville at Anderson County there in round 2 of the playoffs?
Yes.
Rumor is you're sort of becoming a fair weather fan.
That's right. That's right. It's just life.
Just life.
Yeah.
You need to get you a shirt made up, and show up over there Friday of the Greenville game, and win or lose, you can walk out and say it's just life.
That's what I think. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I think I'll get me a shirt and have it on both sides, and put on the back win or lose, just live.
Yep.
And if Anderson County wins, I'll say number 1.
Oh.
I get them coaches jumping about 3 foot every time I get them going.
What are you doing hanging out with the Anderson County coaches and the Campbell County coaches?
Well, see, I know both of them. I love them. Both of them, I like them both. I hated that the Twins went to Campbell County anyway.
That's where they're from, caller.
I know that, but I thought when they finished their school and everything, and we took them up there and took them in school, and they finished there, they'd come back there and coach.
Well, they did, but they were never going to be able to be the head coach at Anderson County with Davy there.
Yeah, figures.
They might get to come back, because I'd say there's going to be some people coming after him.
I don't know.
Maybe you
Hey,
never
caller,
know.
we're going to ask you a question. We'll let you go, and we want you to think about this. All right? This they sent me this. I got this text the other day and asked me this question: does Randy McCamey have more pressure on him, or does Davy Gillum have more pressure on himself? I was asked that question this week. I want you to think about that.
I'll think about it, and I'll call you back before you go off.
And now you got to seriously think about that. That is a really good question when you really start considering who's got more pressure.
This could be like last week. He just barely got back in.
Phone a friend.
Yeah, phone a friend.
Text the coach and get back with us.
I don't have to phone no friend, Queener.
Well, maybe you need to phone a friend or phone a coach and ask them to get you a little help.
I won't call and tell you, Queener, it's just live.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, see you guys. Do a good job.
Thanks. Well, I would say that I hope nobody on the chain gang got hurt tonight. Being cold, they could have pulled a muscle.
I don't know.
Something, maybe somebody will call and give us a report on them.
Supposedly, if Anderson County was to play a home semifinal game, I heard that McBride was going to have to be stocking the boutique that Friday and Saturday, of Black Friday into the Christmas season.
He wouldn't get to do it?
I don't know. I think that's left up to Pam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think they've got John Wilcox practicing at home on putting a clip down on the field just in case.
Down on the field in case Jim can't
Just in case Jim can't be there. Well, and of course, Kerry's going to be reporting and recording everything on his clipboard.
Yeah, he does every week. So that's what he's good at that.
Yeah. But, you know, they've got to be excited. They get to see Greenville again, and the good news is they don't have Ballard standing over there with them. They did say that I know the chain gang was very impressed by what kind of sideline Greenville had and how much control Ballard had. And it was like he was the dictator and everybody else just listened to what was going on. I have heard that from the chain gang's mouth.
Great call, you on the air.
Hey guys, Richie No, how are y'all?
Hey buddy, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. What's going on tonight?
Well, we're getting some phone calls in. The guy still can't figure out why Campbell County and Anderson County aren't playing, so he's
great mystery.
He's all torn up. He said he's best friends with the Prices, and you work on his back, and Davey Gillen preaches to him, and he said he still can't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is somewhere in between. I'll just say that.
Hey, tell us what happened in Anderson County now. That's a pretty cool story, what you called me about earlier in the week, and tell us a little bit of what happened there. I know a lot of people won't get to see that. Just sort of take us through tonight.
Coach Gillum won 14 games up at Scott County over a 3-year time frame, which is really good. If you'll remember, that was the Anderson County, Kingston, Catholic, Austin East, Fulton, Livingston Academy won a state championship. I mean, every year there was a state championship coming out of that district or region. And he took a little overwhelmed Scott High team and was able to get rolling. Then Greg Deal hires him for us, and next thing you know, he wins 86 over the next 10 years. So that's a good run.
Hey, now was he hired first, or was Lambert hired and then went back to? Was there?
Yeah, what happened was Elwood, Pennington, and Coach Kerr sat down with Greg Deal, and they discussed, where Coach Kerr was in his life and what he was doing at the time, and they decided it'd be best for him to move on. Well, Tony Lambert and Greg Deal have been best friends forever, and so Coach Deal turns to Coach Lambert, and Coach Lambert comes down, and he's with us maybe about a month and a half leading into spring ball. And when spring ball came, I'll never forget, they got on the bus to head to Innsworth, and his little boy called and left him a voicemail telling him, not in a mean way, but telling him that he'd missed his first Little League game.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so that really struck Tony's heartstrings. So within about 3 weeks, Tony, kind of wrestled around with it and talked it out to everybody, and probably about mid-June, Coach Lambert resigns, and Coach Gillum was told by by Greg Deal, Coach Deal, that if the job ever came open, it'd be Tony Lambert's, but then after that, and so Coach Gillum was Coach Deal's, or Principal Deal's, ace in the hole. And so that's immediately where he went, and we hired Coach Gillum over the dead period, and he took that first team to the quarterfinals.
Is that as deep as he's been in the playoffs since he's been in Anderson County as a quarters?
I think if you add it all up, I think he has 4 or 5 quarterfinal appearances. Yes, that's the deepest he's been.
What night did you all get cheated, and where was that? Was that Smyrna or somewhere? That y'all scored 3 touchdowns on one drive?
Columbia.
Down at Columbia Central. That was brutal.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns on one possession. Didn't never get a point on the board.
Yeah. Did what, buddy?
I said, I think you scored 3 touchdowns in one possession and never counted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So
I got my information that night from Ben Downs and Travis Freeman, because I took a young man to the hospital that night, Jeremy Kesterson. He's no longer with us, but but that was a crazy night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's pretty cool. 86 wins since he's been there, but I think more importantly, he's impacted a lot of families and a lot of young men up there for several years now.
I tell you, it was really cool when I started questioning or asking people to sort of, tell us what Coach Gillum meant to you. I mean, these guys are, usually kids are, guys in their mid-20s and guys that are approaching 30. They've got way better things to do, and none of those guys turned me down. Everybody was very eager to jump on board.
That's awesome. So who do y'all play next week?
Granger County.
Granger
County. Yep. Granger beat Union County tonight, so I guess Union County's done.
And then the Devils come in?
Yep, the Mighty Green Devils come in. It's a different affair in 4A this year. I don't think, Elizabethton last year would have probably, ran the table on all three teams we're looking at. And, the same could be said for maybe Anderson County last year would have ran the table. But these three ball clubs are, probably the cream of the crop in 4A again, and it's going to boil down to those guys.
Yeah, I agree. We've talked about that for several weeks now. We were really shocked the night that Elizabethton ended up winning that football game. We thought that played to your all's favor. I've been to Elizabethton twice for elimination games with Fulton, and that's a tough place to win a football game. I'm not saying Elizabethton will be easy or Green will be easy at home, but
yeah, Greenville's they do things different up there. They cater to their fans, and they take their non-season ticket holders that may be parolees, and they put them out on the visitors' side, and all they do is sit and raise Cain, on our people and on our sidelines, and they don't treat people well. They don't really know how to act up there.
No, not at all, not at all. Well, Richie,
I don't think I'm saying anything. I don't typically like to bash anybody, but. Holy cow, they act like, it's insane up there. So we'd much rather host Greenville with the hopes of going to Elizabethton. That's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, always the case. Hey, real quick, you think Jeremy Pruitt might have the culture turning in a different direction? The confidence might be going a little bit different than it was 4 or 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they got caught looking ahead, and I don't know that things were really, in as bad a turn as it appeared 4 or 5 weeks ago. I had several friends go to practice, and they said the intensity at practice was at an all-time high the Monday after Georgia State. I mean, who knows what happened leading into that, but a couple of guys that I think a whole lot of said that it was amped up and it was rip-roaring and ready to go from the word go. There wasn't a whole bunch of lackluster silliness like in the Dooley era.
Yeah. Now, I thought, to me, they looked a lot better that Georgia game than they had all year. And I think sort of, since then they've played pretty good football.
I agree, yeah. You really they're really competing at the line of scrimmage, and y'all know, in the SEC or in any level of football, if you can't compete in the line of scrimmage, you're not going to be around very often.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually spoke to Central coach tonight on the way here, and he said Gibbs just whipped them up front. Second quarter on, they just controlled the line of scrimmage and whipped them up front. So,
which is crazy. Is Gibbs even going to the playoffs?
Yeah, Gibbs is the 4 seed now. You have South Dole 1, Central 2. Halls 3, Gibbs 4 now.
Wow, it's kind of nice for Halls to squeak back in after they went on a bit of a slide.
I just got a text. You'll appreciate this. What can you tell me about Powell and their boosters paying for players' rent? Rumors? ?
Well, I don't know that you pay for rent when you're staying at your own house. But when you house players, you may get in trouble.
Yeah, that's
may come back to bite you.
That's come back. That's the wild west over there right now.
That's the truth.
That is.
Hey, before I get off, shout out to all the seniors in the area that played, some of their last ball games, or at least their last regular season ball games. But the Anderson County kids, the Sequoia wasn't a very good football team, and we had a lot of old kids get to play a ton of football tonight, which was fun. But Anderson County took a hit tonight. They lost Bryson Val, and he's a freshman wide receiver. But boy, he's uber talented. And
what happened
to him? He broke his collarbone.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a devastating loss because he would sub in because he's got such good hands. We have an extra lineman out on the field, and then when we switch to a trips package or something, you get Bryson out there in the slot. You know, you've got Anthony White coming off injury, who's really good. Cam Thomas, you know, Austin Elliott. Those guys were the core of the receiving crew. But man, the loss of Bryson Bowell just can't be measured. He's, you know, his stat line's, you know, pretty doggone good, especially for a freshman, you know, first-year starter. But losing Bryson going into the playoffs, he would have made plays that make a difference.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Cox has been asking this question. Let's ask you this question. See if you can answer it. Who has more pressure, Davy Gillum or Randy McCamey?
Oh, no doubt, Randy McCamey.
You don't think bringing the gold ball to Anderson County there's no pressure?
You know, it'd be nice. It'd be, you know, an incredible feat to bring home a gold ball, but you know, Coach Gillum does so much more off the field than you know most coaches around. I can't speak as to what Clinton does. I'm not educated about that, so I'm certainly not looking down on those guys. But his ministry speaks volumes for itself. I mean, there's no pressure on Davy Gillum. He puts pressure on himself. He wants to win because he's a competitor. John Chabel, Sean Jesse, those guys, their staff, they want to, Gary Terry, they want to win because they're winners. But, you know, there's no outside pressure saying, hey, if it don't go X, Y, or Z, you know, things are going to be bad. Not at all. I mean, from the fireworks to the senior dinners to the walkouts to, you know, the Bible studies to the daily lessons, I mean, the weight room, the speed training, I mean, all the things he does, there's no way there's pressure on Davy Gillum.
I answered that question a little bit different than you, but basically said the same thing. And the guy that asked me looked at me and said, well, Mark Richt got fired from Georgia. And I said, well, Mark Richt was running a $100 million football program. And they said, well, Anderson County's probably one of the richest football programs around. I said, well, we can debate this all day, but I'm sticking to my answer.
Well, I don't think we're one of the richest football programs around. I think when there's a need, our boosters and our parent base step up and like Mr. Queener used to say when they were having a transition at another high school several years ago at Anderson County, when they want something, they band together and they go get it, and it's the truth.
Yeah, y'all don't. Yeah, that's exactly right. Are y'all going to build an indoor facility?
There's plans. There's fundraising going on, and it's really starting to pick up steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, not to put you on the spot, I'd heard
Coach
that.
Gillum won't be there long enough to see that building built.
Oh shoot. He'll be there. Coach Gillum's got a young son coming up.
Yep, he'll wind up. Somebody will come by.
Uber talented.
Somebody's going to come and get him over.
They'll have to fight us for it.
Well, I guess you better get your fighting shoes on, but somebody's coming.
Good thing I know a lot of Clinton police officers.
Well, it might be a good thing, but somebody's coming.
I need protection, Queener.
You better call somebody besides me.
He retired.
I'm retired. I'm fixing to retire, man.
I like it.
You'll need, but he'll be gone before the building gets built.
Oh Lord, no, he'll be there.
No, okay, yeah, that's you're just hoping, but I'll tell you something.
Oh no,
He's missing out big time if they don't come and get him. Big time.
Hey, call us next week after y'all win and let's talk Greenville.
I like it. See you guys.
See you, buddy. Thank you.
All right, let's jump out here and take a break, and we'll be right back just in a few minutes.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
You don't think it'll happen to you twice. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado destroyed everything, again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
Griffin Insurance in Kingston is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Welcome back to the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard, 483-8112. You can give us a call. I'm waiting on that score to come back around. I'm almost positive, Cox, I said it says, yeah, East beat Crockett tonight, 28-27. That's another upset. Was David Crockett undefeated?
I thought they were going to, whoa. Is that Daniel Boone or David Crockett?
Is it Daniel Boone or David Crockett? I don't remember which. I don't remember which. That's why I said.
I don't either. I thought it was Crockett.
Is it Crockett or Daniel Boone?
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was.
Who?
Ron Berry?
Ron Berry? Quick caller, you on the air.
Well, good evening, Mr. Queener. How you doing?
Doing good, Barry. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I just woke up from a little nap here and saw that you were still on.
Sorry, Ron. Woke up from a nap. It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock.
And just wanted to
bathroom.
Barry, go back to bed, buddy. I'll call you Monday.
I can't go back to sleep now. I just wanted to say, Coach Gillum, I tell you, he's a heck of a young man. Back when he first got there, and we got to see him early in his career, and he's built a solid program up there, solid program. So just want to congratulate him on his 100th win.
It's
big.
It's impressive.
He got the 86 wins pretty good. I can't quite focus my eyes yet. It was either 100 or 1,000. I'm not real sure. It might be 100, I guess.
What are you talking about? 100 or 1,000 what?
Wins.
Well, I guess it was wins, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was wins. No, it's 100, not 1,000. You're thinking of money on 1,000.
Okay. But, another year's gone by for high school football. Boy, it went by in a hurry, didn't it?
It did.
It's crazy how fast it goes. You know, it's amazing too. I was talking to a guy tonight who got hurt at Fulton last week, and he's out for 12 weeks. He's not going to play basketball. Really good basketball player, great young man. You know, and like he said, when you sit back after you get hurt like that, you know, he hasn't taken a break but the 2 weeks of the dead period since he's been in high school. And now all of a sudden he's sitting there with a dislocated tibia, and, you know, he's just, you don't know what to do with himself. You know, but that's how these kids are. That's how those seniors are. You know, like Richie said, all this practice, you play and you do all this, and then tonight some of them come in, and then some of them are going to the playoffs. So, yeah, it's a lot of time and a lot of energy.
Barry, did you go to the game tonight?
No, I had to rest. You know, it's a little cold, a little nippy for me to be out in this weather now. And I had to get ready for tomorrow night.
What's tomorrow night?
Yeah, big game over at Knoxville tomorrow night.
Oh, you going? You back on now that they're winning again, right?
Oh yeah.
You'll be in a box, won't you? It won't be too cold in those boxes.
Well, I will be. Yeah, it'll be fine. You know, and if I had my credit card, I'd be in good shape. But the Queeners still got my credit card. You won't turn it back in. I'm going to have to cancel it, I guess. But you know, I was just sitting here thinking tonight about the playoffs and things, and there's not near as much excitement. And you remember, you'd go in on Saturday mornings, you know, David, and announce who got into playoffs, you know, and
we did back when it was crazy.
Really exciting, and of course now it's easier and it's better, I guess, overall. But there just doesn't seem to be as much excitement anymore.
Well, they will be if they change the scenario up a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, and you got, you know, I was just looking the other day in the standing. Just how long has it been since Greenville wasn't at the top of the pack in 4A? You know, I mean, and Fulton. It just goes to show you what a year or two can do. I mean, we've talked about it for years that in high school, you know how hard it is to stay up at the top.
I think it just runs in cycles too. You know, you go through a cycle like, you know, like Anderson County's went through a cycle the last 4 or 5 years, having some really good football teams. Same way with Fulton. You know, you run off winning state championships, and eventually it catches up to you back, putting the cupboard back full again. So you got to restock, and it's not hit Anderson County yet, but it sure has hit Fulton. That's for sure.
Hey, Ron, did you see where there's going to be a couple? There's going to be 1 or maybe 2 playoff games not decided until Wednesday because of the TWSA Board of Controls meeting that's coming up on Tuesday to rule on a team being eligible for the playoffs?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know the exact team. I do know. I was just trying to look it up, and I do know there was a football team that called a school that called for a special session from the TWSA, and then they said, we're not coming. Our lawyer and our school lawyer is recommending we don't come because we are eligible. You cannot keep us from playing.
Wow.
And now
that sounds like a private school maybe.
And now I want to say that their lawyer is meeting with TWSA and the Board of Controls on Tuesday. So there are some schools I don't think that know exactly what's going on there. Yeah.
Well, they can always bring Nancy Pelosi in there. She'll settle that thing for them real quick.
Now, why you got to bring politics into this?
There's no politics. What are you talking about, politics?
Now you're bringing politics into it.
Oh, there's no politics.
No, that's exactly what you done.
Should be a good one to to help settle that situation.
What's that got to do with high school football? You don't need to bring politics into it.
Oh, there's no politics. No.
Nancy Pelosi don't even know you.
Oh, I didn't say she knew me. I
You act like you could pick the phone up and call her, though.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, no.
Fayetteville, out of litigation, special called Board of Controls meeting on Tuesday. Playoff pairing for 5 1A and 6 1A regions will be determined after the decision of the Board of Control.
Well, that's Lincoln County, isn't it? Yeah, I think. In fact, I was with a bunch of folks from Lincoln County this week at the county commissioners thing. That's Lincoln County. I'm pretty sure Fayetteville.
Oh yeah, I heard you's over there trying to show off anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But I heard somebody got you under control, and you know who that somebody is too.
Oh, you've been. I don't know.
I mean,
Your information always seems to be a little off.
It's not off. I was told that somebody that you're on county commission with got you in check.
No.
And you know who it is.
Wasn't anybody else there?
I'll call you Monday. We'll talk about it Monday, just me and you. But I can tell you what I was told.
Hey, Ron, now that you're good and awake, we'll present you a question that a couple callers. Who has more pressure on them right now? Davy Gillum or Randy McCamey?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about pressure. How did Clinton do tonight?
They won.
So they're on a winning streak, 2 in a row, huh?
2 in a row going into next season.
Wow, does that put them in the playoffs?
No, nobody forfeited this year. That's the truth.
Wow.
Now, why you won't bring that up for?
Well, I'll bring it up because nobody forfeited. That's the only way they got in last year. Somebody had to forfeit some games. So over the last 3 years, if you've been a sophomore,
how about the turnaround at Powell? Wow, that's got to be the success story of the year, doesn't it?
I don't know. There's a lot of. I mean, they won 9 games last year.
Yeah, but to go through them this year like they did,
yeah.
You didn't answer the question though a while ago.
Oh, I think it's McCamey.
So you don't think there's no pressure on Davy Gill to bring the gold ball back?
Oh, I think there's some pressure on him, but I think and we've had this conversation, David. To bring a gold ball home, boys, you got to have a lot of going on. You got to have a lot of luck. You got to have. It's tough to do.
But
there's been a lot of good football teams that didn't bring the gold ball home.
Well, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's very hard. It's really hard.
I just said I thought Davy Gillum had more pressure to bring the gold ball home just because of expectations and how high they are at AC. That was just
if it's true that he's played in 5 quarterfinal games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ron, where do you draw the line where you play in 5 quarterfinal games and you start setting back and you wonder, what do I have to do to even get to play for a gold ball? Anderson County's been really good for a long time. They've never even played in a state championship game. Now I want to say they've.
But you got to go through week 3 every year.
Well,
week 3 will get a bunch of people. I mean, the same can be said for some really good 3A teams that can't get by Alcoa.
That's a little different. I think that's a little different animal. Anderson County's not ran into an Alcoa every year. If you look at it, you had a Columbia one year. You've had a Greenville there a couple years. You've went to some different places. I just don't think they've got that monkey off the back to make it to that semifinal, and then, and you keep going. It's sort of like the old Morristown West thing. Morristown West and Central, there's no telling how many state championships they would have if it wasn't for Maryville. I don't think Anderson County can say that about Greenville because they've only been in the same region for 2 years.
Well, yeah, and I think too, part I think of the Anderson County thing is that regular season schedule now, where you can mow down most of those teams from Chattanooga, and so maybe a lot of times their program might not quite be as good as Greenville or Elizabethton, but they've got the record, and people associate that record with possibly winning. People fans get up when they see an undefeated season. and sometimes that really doesn't really equate to how good your team is, right?
That's true.
That's true.
Halls was 5-0, and they're one of the worst 5-0 teams in the history of high school football.
But I'm saying I think since Anderson County went to Chattanooga to start playing, the week in and week out tough games that they had before that they might not have now, which comes back sometimes to get you in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why Coach Gillen put Powell and South Doyle on the schedule this year.
Sure, yeah. I think you want to play those teams to get you, to get you ready. But I think that's a good situation up there where Coach Gillum he's just got so much going on outside of football as well. I mean that whole community's bought in, and he's just a class act all around.
Oh, absolutely. I had a guy ask me that. I was telling David about it. We presented it to a couple people, and I understand where everybody's coming from, but I as bad as anybody, I'm ready to see those guys play for a gold ball. I mean, every year it seems like that, since Coach Gillum's been there, they've made some really good runs and you want to cheer for the good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You want to cheer for the
I'm
good
sure a lot of people up there, but for sure, I guarantee you, if somebody came in, and I heard David talking there earlier that he would, somebody'd come in and grab him, I think that would show, because I think that community would do everything in their power to retain him.
Absolutely. Just like Powell. Powell did everything in their power to get rid of the young man that was coaching football over there, to bring Matt Lowe back, and that's what they did.
Sure.
And unfortunately, high school football is turning into a smaller version of college football. Who's got the LED lights? Who's got the fireworks? Who's got the most money? I mean, it's just, and it's sad that it's turned into that, because it is. And then the next thing, that's coming along with it, what do we have to do to get the best players? What do we have to do to get the most talent?
I'll tell you one thing, though, guys. Everybody's playing for second in terms of pre-game activities, because how many times, David, we said, when we've been at Anderson County, the opposing team, the coach loses his pre-game speech is lost because they're all looking at the fireworks.
That's true.
That's everybody's playing for second place there, as far as I'm concerned, because they know how to do it up there.
Yeah.
But guys, I appreciate you. I just like to say, I woke up. In fact, I thought it was 12 o'clock. I didn't realize it was 11, or I wouldn't have mentioned close to come in and help us out.
Yeah, you would have. I'll call you Monday and straighten you out. I got to get on you a little bit anyway. I got some information on you the last couple of days, so that's all right.
Now, let's change this. How's our man Stallings doing?
He's doing good. He's in Bermuda right now playing. I think he was T16 last time I looked. He's doing good. He's changed his body for the good, and I think last season was the first year that he's played an entire year without any injuries or anything. So he's excited about the year, and got it kicked off. He had a good tournament in Vegas, and now he's in Bermuda. For some reason, he forgot to text me and invite me to go with him to Bermuda, and I'm sitting down here with David and some knucklehead that calls himself an Oak Ridge fan instead of being in the Bermuda tonight. But anyway, he's doing good. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Are you going to the Masters again this year?
I probably will not go to the Masters unless Scott's down there.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed walking with you there the last
absolutely.
time. I'm gonna do it again this year. But and why don't you help David change his body a little bit? If you help Scott, maybe you can help David change his body.
I don't need to change my body. I'm good. Somebody needs to change her body. It's you.
Hey, when you're retired and you got your name up on the wall down there at City of Clinton, Lieutenant David Queener parking spot, you're fine.
That's right.
Oh man. Listen, you guys have a great night. Hey, thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you, buddy.
See you, Barry.
Thank you.
Man.
Now, wasn't Barry sort of the guy that got this whole show started?
He's one of them. Yeah, Barry used to do this show right here we're doing now.
When I was in college, I remember watching it one night.
Yeah, Barry, Mike Richardson, and 2 or 3 others before him that I really don't know. But
when did the show start?
This show's been
I
going
would
a
say
long
about
time.
2000.
It's been going a long time.
1990.
It's been going way back.
Really? Before the night, before 2000?
Yeah, it's not down here. It took place down in Rockwood or Harriman or something.
Really? The first time I can remember watching this show.
Yeah, Barry, if you're still listening, call back in. Call back in and tell us when this show actually started.
And when I was in college, I can remember coming back in like 01 or 02 and watching it would have been 2000 football season. 2000
I thought
or
if he's still
2001
listening, he'd
football
call
season.
us back and tell us. But Barry and them used to do this show. They used to do this show, and then we started. I can't remember exactly. I came on with
The locker room used to be Sports Around Roan.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't think the name of it. Yeah, it used to be Sports Around Roan, and it was done down there, and then it moved up here, and then my brother knew Mike Richardson, and I think he knew Barry, but I'm not sure. But I knew Mike Richardson, and he just told me one day, he said, "Let's go to Oak Ridge tonight." And he said, "I'm gonna take Mike Richardson. Tonight's his last show. He was leaving the show."
Yeah.
And I had been on the show a couple times on Wednesday night with a middle school football team, and that's how I got hooked up.
Country ham.
He's country ham. Yeah, look at me now. He'd say, "Look at me," and Barry said, "Why don't you come back to the show with me?" And that's how I got started. And then the next thing you know, I was doing not only that, doing Wednesday night, and then he finally said, "Hey, we're going to do some live TV games." And I said, "Oh, you are?" And he said, "No, we're going to do some live TV games." I'd never done any of that
He already fell back
stuff.
asleep.
So, yeah, maybe that's him. Maybe he'll call us back. Let's see if he's calling us back here.
So the first time I can remember is like 2001, 2000 era.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long
And
I've
I want
been
to
doing
say, the reason I can remember this, go ahead and answer it. He'll remember this phone call.
Good call. You on there?
Hey, yeah, we're just saying we're newcomers to your show, and we really like your commentary.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a lot nicer than most people are to us.
What'd she say?
Yeah, and so we're also just wondering who the young man on the right is. And
We don't know.
we'd like to hear a little bit of his input.
Well, I'm glad you asked. My name is Cody Jordan, and I'm a lot better than this guy to my right. A lot better than him. Way cooler as well. And better hair, of course. It's nice to meet you, though. I'm an Oak Ridge fan, the best Oak Ridge fan you'll ever meet.
This has to be somebody. This has to be somebody.
They just hung up.
This has to be somebody that knows him. That's all I got to say.
I don't know.
That's crazy. That's a crazy phone call right there.
I guess
Great
so.
caller, you on there?
Hey, Queener, hopefully this answers your question. I played back in '93, and Ron Berry was broadcasting back then.
Was that the Roane County show? And what was it like? Just a Roane County channel?
Yeah, it was called Sports Around Roane, and we broadcasted it back in one of those back rooms at the Comcast place up there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just didn't know when it was.
So it was Sports Around Roane.
Sports Around Roane.
And it was just on a road. Now, did it come to Anderson?
When I was in high school in '93, they was broadcasting it then.
Okay, and maybe it just come to the Anderson County Channel 12 maybe at some point around the 2000 era?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
The first time I saw this show.
Great caller, you on there?
First time caller, long time listener. What's up, Queener? What's up, Coxie?
Not much. I've just got a request and no one know. Do we not have a lock on this building? How does this guy get on the show?
I'd like to know that too. He just come in, got a chair, and drug it up and pulled over here.
Ain't it past his bedtime?
I can tell you this, after the butt kicking he took tonight over off Broadway, he might need to go on home.
Hey, quick question. Who's Clinton play next week?
Oh.
Nobody.
Oh, my bad.
You know that nobody team? That's who.
They ended their season on a 2-game win streak. Not many people can say that.
Yeah, they ended up 3 years there, 7-24 over a 3-year period.
Chase, do you think a man has more pressure trying to rebuild a program and change the culture and win more than 2 or 3 games a year? Or do you think a man has more pressure who is trying to get to that semifinal, final game of being, 10 wins for the last 3 or 4 years and making 4 or 5 quarterfinal appearances? Who do you think's got more pressure there?
I can see both sides. I can see a man trying to rebuild a program, but you buy yourself a lot of time when you come in and you're the sole purpose for building $1 million indoor training facility. I think that buys you a little bit of time. And I also think if you're winning 9-10 games a year and going to the quarterfinals, there's a ton of teams that would love to do that. And I guess it all depends on what you're paying a guy. And I know the standard at Anderson County is to roll through pretty much everybody. And heck of a lot of teams would like to get to that semi-quarterfinal round that don't. And I don't know.
It's a fair question to ask, and I think it's just really according to where you are, what state of the program you're in.
Is the coach at Clinton there for the long run? If things don't turn around and get better, can he get another private? He had a great gig before he came to Clinton.
I don't know this to be true, and I was told this a couple weeks ago, and I really like Coach McCain, and I think he. I think he did a good job over at Grace, and I've said that before, and I think he won a lot of football games, but it was brought to my attention, Grace Christian Academy is the only private school in Knox County that has had a football team not win a state championship that actually has a football team.
Interesting.
CAK won theirs. They won 2. And they beat Alcoa to do it. Catholics won theirs. They went through the likes of Oak Ridge and Fulton and so on and so forth to do that.
But all those teams that are private teams today were playing on the public school side, though, except Webb.
That's right. That's right. But I'm just saying, in playing devil's advocate here, that guy came back at me and said, well, they're the only school not to do it.
They're the only school not to play for one, period.
Yep.
Not just win one, even play for one.
So that shows you how unfair it was for those privates to be playing in that public sector.
And that Rockwood Grace, that almost became one of the more rivalry games on the schedule.
How about Oneida Grace? You're talking about hatred.
That's true.
I mean, those and kids from Rockwood and kids from Oneida and kids from Grace, they wouldn't even. If they go to their normal schools, they don't even know where Grace is.
No.
And that became a hatred deal.
What was always funny was in district tournaments, mainly basketball, because you'd always have 2 or 3 teams there. You would have, say a Rockwood Oneida game, and then everybody would hang around the roost against Grace and everybody's students section.
Yeah. No, but that was one of the things that was thrown back in my face. They're the only team not to win a state championship that had a football program that played in the public sector and did not win a state championship. So that's a pretty interesting fact right there. As far as that is concerned. So who's Rockwood got next week?
Rockwood travels to South Green. Harriman, I can pull the schedule up. Harriman travels. The only team hosting is going to be Oliver Springs. Let's see. Oliver Springs hosts Jellicoe. Harriman travels to Cloudland. Rockwood travels to South Green. Kingston travels to Chucky Doak.
All 4 of those teams. I would be really surprised if 3 of those 4 teams don't win.
Oh, no doubt. I could see at least 3 winning, and then I wouldn't be shocked if it was a sweep.
Tell you what, everybody's on Panky. Panky had GP on the ropes tonight up there.
Had them on the ropes, and actually they're gonna, in that region, that all roads lead to Alcoa, but. They're coming out better with a loss.
Why is that?
Well, I don't think they'd see Alcoa until the 3rd round. Am I right in saying that?
Is that puts them? Is it what you're saying is Panky's now a 4 seed?
Panky's the 4, so he's going to go play their 1, which is Chucky Doak.
And then that put Austin East at the 2 and GP at the 3.
Correct.
So Austin East and Kingston stay away from the Tornadoes until round 3 at the best.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then Rockwood, I think, let's see, Rockwood's the 3. Does that mean they'd have to play Meg's second round?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess they'd have to.
So, and I think Oliver Springs can make a run. They're going to run into Greenback, and Greenback put it on them pretty good at the beginning of the year. And I mean, it probably won't be too much different if they meet again. It might be a closer game, but Greenback's just, the land of milk and honey when you're around Maryville, Alcoa, and William Blunt. And if you can't play any of those 3 schools, you just go to Greenback and dominate.
I talked to a Board of Controls guys last Saturday for 30 minutes on this conversation, and I said, why would TWSA not look at putting a 50-mile rule in to make sure you have no eligibility the following year if you move inside a 50-mile radius? That would cut out all this transferring because somebody's not happy. There's a kid.
Oh, yeah.
There's a kid at Powell High School right now that was told by Gary Rankin, if you do not get your English score up, you will not play on Friday night. He knew that he was not going to be able to play, and guess what he did?
Did he transfer?
He's at Powell.
They're too worried about keeping you out of an all-star game. Which is coming up on I think that's coming up on their next meeting. So hopefully change that.
So, anyway, but here's what he told me. Somebody's got to propose it.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to have to bring that up.
That's not happening.
But I really do think if they would come up with that themselves, or the legislative committee would come up with that themselves, they've got to figure out a way to stop it.
And that's not only at schools like that. I know, Roane County seems to have had players leave to go to schools in the past as well. I know Rockwood's lost them to Grace, to Anderson County, to Webb. So it happens. It's happening everywhere.
Wow. I mean, I know. I agree. I mean, I got a text a minute ago that said I-75 All-Stars are back. I mean, that's what they used to call Larry Kerr's football teams in Anderson County. So I know, man. It is what it is, though. This is what we're in the middle of.
Yep. That's what we've created.
Instant gratification. Kid's not happy, go get him something else.
No, yeah. God forbid you have to sit 2 years and get better.
Yep.
Anyway, well, I'll hop off here and let Sleepy call in. I'm sure he's fired up.
Well, I don't think Sleepy got much in last week when he called, so I'm sure we'll hear from him soon.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
go ahead.
You might know this, and I'll ask Queener. I was asked this about a month ago, and I forgot to bring this up. Does anybody know anything about Triple D?
I've heard Triple D all year.
We've not heard him all year either, and we have no clue. He's got a grandson that plays in Anderson County. If anybody knows something, let us know. I mean, you might call in off the air and let us know, but we've not heard from Triple D all year.
I don't know.
And I was meaning, somebody asked me that question a while back. I was going to ask you that, Chase and Queener and Brad, and Brad might feel so when he gets here, but we have not heard from Triple.
Wow, excuse me.
Queener maybe.
Is Queener dying over there?
Yeah, we've not heard from Triple D all year.
We need to. He was always, we could always count on him calling in on Friday nights, and I think he calls in on Wednesday nights too.
So, yeah, if anybody's got any word on Triple D there, let us know. Be good,
all
bud.
Right.
Go Vols.
Good night. Go Vols.
See.
And you know what's interesting about that transfer rule? A couple of years ago when Harriman won the state championship in basketball, 2 of those best players were from Lenore City.
Harriman won a state championship basketball.
Men's basketball team.
They did.
Two of those players that were the leading.
Oh, that's right.
Two of the best players on that team from Harriman were from Lenore City.
Well, we're glad you contributed a little bit for you ladies.
Hey, it's what I can do.
Hey, let's jump out and take another break, and we'll be right back just in a couple minutes. He said, hold on, we're not going to take a break, so we'll keep on talking then. I was going to ask you a question, and I forgot what I was going to ask.
So do you think Rockwood and Kingston and Harriman all go win next week?
Yeah. Hey, they go up and sweep that.
Auburn Springs is going to win.
Yeah, they go up and sweep that region all the time. It wouldn't shock me a bit.
Who's Coalfield have?
Which
direction do they go?
They're at home, I think. I don't know who they got.
He just said it.
I don't know. Let's take a break. We'll be right back just in a couple minutes.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Here is Helen Hammer.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low price.
Race on down!
You don't think it'll happen to you twice. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado destroyed everything, again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
Griffin Insurance in Kingston is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Welcome back to the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard. Interesting night. It's really hard to believe the regular season is in the books. We'll start the playoff rounds next week. And let's go right to the lines. We got a couple lit up here. Quick caller, you're in there.
Hey guys, it's Jesse Smithey. How are you?
Doing good, Jesse. How you doing, bud?
A little tired tonight. Doing a lot of talking tonight, so hopefully my voice holds through for one more interview.
Tired.
Got it made,
What
man.
a sign of weakness.
Hey, any surprises tonight?
Yeah.
How about those Falcons?
I mean, I saw that score, and my
Is
mind
Dennis
was blown.
Rogan playing? That's what you text me. Yeah. Yeah. How about that, buddy? How about that? Those Oak Ridge homers come over tonight. They got that. Gaddis had his boys ready, but his boys weren't ready. I like Joe. Talk to him before the game.
We did a playoff show before and halftime and post game, and you can go back and watch the pregame, and I just gave Fulton absolutely zero chance of winning that football game tonight. And why would I? I mean, their starting quarterback was done, correct?
Yeah, he's done. That's why Rob texted me and said, I need Jesse's address and how big a boy is he?
How big a boy are you? It was just, it's what you expect from Fulton, right? A proud program to know that they're going to come out and know what they have to do, and they're going to come out and fight. And even when they had that halftime lead, there was part of me that just wouldn't fully believe that it was going to happen. And when Oak Ridge lined up for a 25-yard field goal, dead on, you hate to put any kind of high school kicker in that situation, and it didn't go Oak Ridge's way. And now Fulton goes into the playoffs as a 3 seed of all the crazy things. So it was a wild night. You take Farragut, for example. Farragut, with 2 minutes to go, is looking at missing the playoffs completely. They're losing to Jefferson County. Bearden is winning. Hardin Valley is winning. They score with under a minute to go, and now they're a 2 seed.
No way.
You talk about a reversal of fortunes in a matter of seconds. To not even be in the playoff picture and then to score with less than a minute left, now they're hosting a first-round playoff game. So that just shows you how wild some of the scenarios were coming into this Friday night, whether it was 6A, whether it was 5A. It was a great final night to the regular season, and can't wait to hit the reset button and play the first round next week.
So Farragut's down 34-33, possibility of losing a playoff, not even being in the playoff berth.
Correct.
And now they're the 2 seed.
Now they're a 2 seed. And just in the snap of a finger, they went from out of the playoff picture completely to now a 2 seed hosting the playoff. Just unthinkable. And really, they put themselves in that scenario by losing to Hardin Valley in Week 10, 33-6, and really opening the door for something like that to happen. And that was a Jefferson County team that had no real chance really to make a big playoff push, and they came in kind of the wounded animal and see if they could kind of play disruptor, and Spencer Riley's team did that. And just Fulton found a way to do it, and it's been a topsy-turvy season for them all year long, really hard to figure out. Now they'll take on Bradley Central, a team that they played in the first week of their season and had to rally on the road to win that football game. So that will not be an easy home game next week for the Admirals.
Jesse, obviously just a few things. Coalfield, we're talking about Coalfield and Oliver Springs and Harriman, Rockwood. Talk about how all those teams have a possibility to go on the road and win.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you look at across the the cover area that you all cover at 5-Star Preps that you just think right now is playing better football than anybody else in certain classifications that you think you'll be covered in Cookeville?
I wouldn't want to play Gibbs right now. I mean, while we've talked about Powell and South Doyle and Central and West and Oak Ridge and some of these other teams in 5A, nobody's really talked about Gibbs, and they're sitting there, I think, at 7-3 maybe. They have 2 1,000-yard rushers. They have another kid who's maybe got 750 yards. They just beat Central 28-17 tonight. They are confident, and they have an offense that nobody likes to defend. They run that kind of triple option look, and it's an offense that makes an opposition really play disciplined football for 4 quarters, and they have a quarterback in Troy Davis who, if you make one little mistake, he'll house it on you, and that's just a team that I wouldn't want to face. And so Gibbs, even though they won tonight, they're still a 4 seed according to the TSSAA scenario, so that means they'll go on the road and face Tennessee High in the first round, and I fully think they're capable of pulling the upset.
And then come back and get a rematch with Central.
Right. That's usually kind of what happens. You face somebody in your region that second second round if you're able to win a first-round game. And so we'll see what they can do. But right now, Central kind of limps into the playoffs, having lost its last 2 games. And we'll see if Bryce and Rosser can kind of work some magic, because right now I think everybody's looking at Powell and West and maybe South Doyle and not so much talking about Central right now.
Do you know anything about that Saudi Daisy, Ray County? Was Ray County sort of maybe favored to be the better team all season, and Saudi Daisy beat them, and Saudi Daisy's the 1 seed? Is that correct?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I just know with Ray County, you know what you're going to get in Mark Pemberton coach football teams. You're going to get that wing tee, and they might not have the Division I guys that are back there in that backfield running it, but they're always going to run it to a tee, and they're always going to run it to perfection. And for Fulton, who I believe has to play Ray County, it's going to be a complete pressure put on that Fulton defense to try to keep that game somewhere in the 20 to 17 range, and hope that they can maybe spring an upset.
Yeah, and they did play the wing tee against Clinton, about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, but we're
totally
talking about a little bit different
different
level here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different going down there on the road too. I watched West High School play a state semifinal game at Ray County, and it's sometimes the calls don't go your way down there. Let's just say that.
I got you. Does this surprise you that Davy Gillum's already having 100 wins? Did you hear that tonight?
I did hear that, and that's a great milestone to hit and a great testament to what he's done there and his coaching staff. And it's good, I think, that he went ahead and got that out of the way during the regular season. That way there's no kind of ceremonies or anything like that could possibly be a distractor in the postseason. You just want everything as status quo as possible, as routine as possible. And I think having Sequoia come up there in the final night of the regular season to get win number 100 was probably best case scenario for Davy, and go ahead and accept that offer, celebrate it, and move on, because this team has a legit chance to get to the state championship and see what they can do when they get there. And a lot of eyes are going to be on what Elizabethton and Greenville do in the first and second rounds. And so, yeah, it's business time for Anderson County.
Hey, Jesse, let me ask you a burning question that we've been asked tonight a lot. Who has more pressure on them, Davy Gillum or Randy McCamey?
Pressure on them. What kind of pressure are we talking here? Pressure, pressure to win, or
the scenarios? Well, I think it's two different.
If you can't answer this question, it's fine.
Is it more pressure on Randy McCamey to turn the Clinton program around, or is it more pressure on Davy Gillum to bring the gold ball home?
Well, I would think that Randy probably feels a little more self-imposed heat to get this thing turned around. I don't know what the community is saying or what they're doing or anything like that. I don't live there.
I do. It's not good. I'll tell you that. We'll go on from there, okay?
Yeah, but it's if it were me and I were in his shoes, I would feel like I needed to do something to get my program to where I want it to be. Obviously, they won tonight, but he has certain standards that we got to see come into play at Grace Christian and having really good seasons. And I know he wanted to go back to his alma mater and have success, and he's not there yet. So I'm sure it's going to weigh on him in the off season to try to find a way to get that program competitive again. Whereas Davy Gillum, I don't think he feels a pressure. I think he feels a kind of a desire to be successful and get that team to a state championship, but I don't think he feels heat by any means.
I got you.
We take that.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Is there one game next week that you're really is there a first round game that you're looking at that might be a shocker, or that's just typical first round games?
No, I mean we discussed one of them about Gibbs going on the road to Tennessee High. We also talked about Harriman on our show tonight about the possibility of them going up as a 4 seed and beating Cloudland. I don't think this is a Cloudland team that we've seen in years past. That even though it's going to be a long haul to face Cloudland, I think Harriman can definitely go up there and shock the people there in the first round. So those are probably two of the games that going to keep an eye on. I would say the Farragut Bradley Central game is going to be big. I don't think Science Hill has any chance of shocking a Maryville or West Green shocking an Alcoa or anything like that. But Gatlinburg-Pittman could be a team as a 3 seed that could go on the road and muddy things up a little bit in the 3A bracket. That's a really good football team that just happened to have Alcoa and Austin East in back-to-back games in their schedule, and had to grind out a win tonight over Kingston. So we'll see what Gatlinburg-Pittman can do, because everybody was high on them the first half of the season. They've kind of fallen on off the wagon, so to speak, and see if they can get back on it.
Is there a team, and educate all of us, because we don't get to follow 6A football that much, but we hear about how good they are. Is there a team that can play with Maryville this year?
I think the only team that could possibly give them any type of resistance before the state semifinals against Oakland would be a Dobbins-Bennett. And Dobbins-Bennett went into Week 10 undefeated, and of course torrential rains came and made a real crazy game out of their game with Science Hill, and they ended up losing that game. But they actually played Alcoa really tough tonight. They only lost 21-6. Not many people have scored on Alcoa this year. They're only the 3rd team to even put up points on Alcoa. So you look at the score differential between Maryville and Alcoa, and you look at the score differential between Dobbins-Bennett and Alcoa, and there's not that big of a discrepancy there. So I'm not saying that Dobbins-Bennett's going to beat them, and I'm not going to say Dobbins-Bennett's going to take them to the wire, but if you're just looking for one team to possibly give them a little bit of a game for 2 or 3 quarters, it might be Dobbins-Bennett before they move on to the state semifinals against Oakland.
All right, man. Well, you're tired. You've been talking a lot, so we'll let you. We'll let you take a break.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we got stories to post and playoff pairings to put up on the site, so make sure everybody's going to 5starpreps.com and checking it out.
See you next week, bud.
All right, guys. Appreciate it as always.
Get a subscription.
Thanks. All right. Appreciate Jesse calling. This guy's been on hold a long time. His first test. Go ahead, call you on there.
Hey, Quinn, we was talking about Coalfield, where they're going to be playing.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to Hancock County.
Oh.
I think what Jesse said on the 5-star prep, I believe every team in this region here can go ahead and win, because
Okay, you do. Yeah, well, that's sort of what we're sort of thinking here, that'll happen. We'll run a clean sweep next week.
Yeah, because Greenback's not going to play, because I think Unacus folded up.
Did they do that same thing last year?
Yeah.
I thought they got put on probation.
Yeah,
for
I thought
that.
they got.
Well,
I mean,
according to the seedings, they're supposed to be playing, and I don't think they're going to play that.
Huh.
Well, they need to suspend them for the year then.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
We've had some interesting stuff going here tonight. You know, we're congratulating Davey Gillum on his 100th win. How many games did Coach Chris win in his tenure at Coalfield?
Brad,
I really don't remember.
I'd say Brad Jones.
I thought you'd be the man that knew.
Yeah.
You know a lot more than Brad.
Because Clallan's just 5-5.
5-5.
Wow, Coach Chris won 164 games when he was at Coalfield.
He's there a long time, I know that. He's there a long time.
Gillum's climbing quick.
He is. All right, man, appreciate you calling.
Y'all have a good evening.
You too, man. Well, looks like, let's do this. Let's put a stamp on the high school season. It's over with. We'll switch around here to playoff mode. Tennessee UAB tomorrow. I think somebody said Tennessee. I think they said there's 2 touchdowns.
9 or 10 points.
9 or 10, 12, something like that. A couple touchdowns. We'll say 10 points. Do they win tomorrow?
I hope so. You know, I'm gonna jump on board with all you orange drinking Kool-Aid people, and think it might be.
But there's a lot of them.
You were waiting last week on them to figure out a way to lose. They made some plays, they won. This week, I don't know what the quarterback situation is, But UAB's obviously a pretty good football team. Tennessee.
I think they're playing the third string quarterback again. I think he's starting tomorrow. I heard.
Shroud,
is that his name? Is it JT?
JT.
I think he's one that's supposed to get started. Somebody said anything. Is it Maurer?
Maurer.
I don't.
He's still not off concussion protocol.
Well, I've heard he is, but they said they're not going to play him no more this year.
What?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. So, I mean, just because he's had 2 concussions back to back, so I think it could be precautionary, maybe more than anything. But I also did hear Pruitt say during the week all 3 are available.
Oh, okay.
So.
Plus Jennings.
Yeah. Yeah, plus Jennings.
Well, hopefully they win. Hopefully
it'd be big.
I might be crazy enough to go use my tickets.
Well, go see him tomorrow night. Maybe you'll run into Barry.
Maybe he'll invite me to his box.
Yeah, he's got a big box.
Yeah, all that insurance.
How about him calling in tonight?
Well,
he's way up.
He was asleep.
He
woke
wasn't
up, and then we
asleep.
asked him to call back and tell us when the show started.
He couldn't even
call back.
So
Fell
anyway,
back to sleep.
Any last shots here before we go?
Go Vols.
Anybody you be looking at? You going anywhere next week?
Shoo. Now you're putting me on the spot.
First round, it's always weak.
I probably won't go watch a high school football game next week. I think I'll just meet you down at your house about 9:30 and roll down here, and then following week, me and you'll I'm gonna talk you into going to Anderson County with me. We're gonna go watch Anderson County Greenville if it's not too cold. If it is cold though, maybe we can get a hold of our CPA there, and maybe Isabel get us in the box and keep us nice and warm.
I heard that. That's he probably can. Well, like I said, week 11 of the high school football is in the books. There's teams happy tonight. There's teams that are not. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think back right now of who I think might just be somebody that shocks us when it's all over with, and
last year was Central.
I just won't be shocked, even though they're down and out a little bit right now. I still won't be shocked if Fulton don't make a run.
Though if they win the first one, they got Powell in the second one.
Well, and I just wondered, and I'll ask you, and I know I said we got the high school books, we stamped it, and we talked college, and we're ready to go, but one last, I just think tonight with Oak Ridge, I just really think, is it the same way you said about Central? Tough game last week for Central, tough game last week for Oak Ridge. Had it all on the line, really had Powell beat. And I know they didn't, but they had them beat. So it'll be interesting to see if Oak Ridge can rebound. That'll be big.
I don't think you want to go into the playoffs on a loss.
No, I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that, but it'll be interesting. Well, we didn't get out of here fast enough.
You had asked me another question.
Good caller, you on the air.
Yeah, just before y'all go home there, I was just wanting to see if y'all might want to just throw Loudon in there as a sleeper. Just something to think about.
I don't think Loudon's a sleeper. Caller, and I'll tell you this. I don't think they're a sleeper, and this is the reason why. They come out and they pounded Greenback and made Greenback like it. And when I started looking into that whole situation, I thought, okay, they're a good football team. But the only thing that holds me up about Loudon winning it all is who do they have to play in the semifinal, caller?
Right, got you.
Who they got to play, caller?
Yep.
Tell everybody.
Excuse me?
Tell everybody who you got to play if you're a Loudon fan in the semifinals.
I'm not sure about that. You'll have to tell me on that one.
Alcoa.
I got you.
Is that enough?
Well,
is that enough information for you?
Things can happen. They can get hot. They could play with them by the end. Never know.
I think they're hot right now.
I don't want them.
No. That's why I say Loudon's just a team that we don't talk a lot about here. So it's not that we don't think you're. I think they finished up undefeated tonight, didn't they?
They did.
They did. 12 thought. So I mean, we know a little bit about them, but we don't cover them like we cover these other teams that we've talked about. But no, that's that could be a sleeper team.
Yeah.
But man, you got Alcoa sitting there that they've only allowed 3 teams to score on them, and look who those 3 teams are. They're all 6A football teams.
Blackman, Maryville,
and
DB.
And DB, and nobody else is. I mean, and that's only it's only like 3 points, some odd points they're allowed to happen. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But no, you're right. Loudon could be a sleeper team till they get to the
I think it'd be a great story for Coach Harris to go back down there and win.
I believe I just was got to made a mistake there on the sleeper part. I was just thinking sleeper. You said sleeper. It's just a team you don't talk about much. I just interpreted that.
Yep, that's a legitimate talking point with them. They've had a really good year. I mean, to go and smack Greenback in the mouth, that's enough to get you attention.
Caller, that Loudon team made a lot of people in Roane County happy when they smacked them in the mouth.
Yeah, they did.
For sure. I seen them play on that rivalry Thursday game against Lenore City in the Battle of the Bridge, and noticed they had a couple guys on the D line that like them out beat some D1 players, but pretty fast and pretty good sized boys. Defensive line will take you a long ways in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, you're right. It will. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let you guys go.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Great caller, you on there.
Hey, good evening there, night, whatever it is there, David, you and Johnson there. Little surprise there to see that Central score. Gosh, are they beat up a little bit right now, guys, or what? They're at defending state champions, started out undefeated. Another quarterback got hurt, but that score surprises me a little bit. But I'm not overly surprised about Rob Black's team over there. He's kind of like Jody. When it gets down there time to start playing ball there, them two guys right there get their teams ready to play ball. And a question I had with you there is Clinton out of the playoffs now, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, Clinton finishes. They finished their season and out with a win.
Okay. Well, I guess the seniors, they finished up with a win there. I was catching a little bit of it on the radio, and Jim Harris there, he had a melee Donnybrook going on sometime there in the third quarter there. I think there must have been a little fisticuffs going on, but I guess they got it all settled. Whatever. I didn't know there was any bad blood between Clinton and Carnes there, but I guess the last game of the year you might as well go out with a bang.
Well, Carnes was playing a little bit more they had a little bit more on the line than Clinton did. Clinton wanted to win, but the scenario for Carnes, if they won tonight, Fulton had to win tonight. If Fulton lost tonight and Carnes won, Carnes would have got in the playoffs for the first time, who knows since when. So, the game was a little chippy tonight, and there was a big fight, and there was a couple people ejected. So, but Carnes had a lot on the line tonight, and they just didn't hold their composure tonight. Clinton, in the long run, held out on their composure a little bit better than what Carnes did tonight. Man, there was a personal fouls in that game. Oh, golly, I don't know how many there was. We might have set a state record for that tonight, though. There was a ton of them, and that maybe they should have ejected some people early on because the game was chippy from the start of the game to the end of the game. So,
wow,
sometimes that does fall back on the officiating, but I don't know. Jim Harris made this comment: in my 21 years of doing Dragon football, I've never seen a fight like this at a high school game on the field. He said this is the worst. So it must have been for Jim to say that, and he's done a lot of ball games. He's done a lot of high school ball games. That's a pretty big fight to be going on the field when that happens.
That's kind of what I'm thinking there. They were saying there, I guess in the third quarter there, he said that I don't know who had color commentating for me. I know we didn't have you there tonight, David, and they said that there was a flag too on the Clinton coaches, and Jim and another guy, one said maybe had something to do with what part of the field he came on to, and he said, I don't think that. I think it's more or less what was being said after he got out there.
Yeah, I think it was too. I heard him say that. Yeah, that's the one that had about 6 or 7 flags and hats and threw everything else. So yeah, it's a chippy game tonight for sure.
Well, I'm glad to see the Clinton guys, all the seniors, go out with a win there. So if they didn't have a chance to get in the playoffs, then they won't have to worry about having to sit out a half or even the whole game next week. Then I guess.
No,
unless they play another sport.
Unless they play another sport, and I think the guy that got thrown out for Clinton tonight, he doesn't play another sport. I don't think so. He doesn't have nothing to worry about.
Oh, okay, that's a new one on me. So does that carry on?
Yep.
Carry over into another sport?
Yep, or carries over to the next year. If it's the end of the year, it carries over to next year.
Wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Yep, it sure does.
I thought if he hadn't have been a senior, maybe it would have carried over into next year, but I didn't know if it was another sport like basketball that it would have carried over. But that's good to know, I guess, there. But
it does.
I want to get David, yours and Jonathan's opinions on tomorrow's game there with the balls there. Evidently, that UAB's got a pretty tough defense there. We understand it against the run and stuff there. And, of course, Vols have played tough here these last couple of weeks there. You know, they won one, lost one, but they're playing a little bit better. I'm not sure about the quarterbacks there. They said they got 3 of them ready to go there, but I want to see what you guys think about it tomorrow there. I like to see them pull off a big homecoming win there, but they might not go in there looking past like they did against Georgia State as the first of the season there, but I like to see them come out there to win. I want to get your guys' opinion on it, and appreciate you taking my call, and good night to you, fellas.
All right, see you, bud.
Thanks, bud.
All right. Bye.
I don't know, man. I'm going to say I'll say 21-17. 24-21.
Yeah, I was
like
thinking
that.
more like 28-10, 28-17.
28-17, something like that. Yeah. Tennessee.
Somewhere in there.
Tennessee. So, I heard talking about UAB and who they'd played and beat, and somebody that they had beat BYU or something like that. I think they lost to Western Kentucky here a week or two. Their only loss is maybe to Western Kentucky or something like that. Go ahead, caller.
David, I was just calling to say I enjoyed listening to the show tonight.
Elvis, where you been?
Man, they've had me running all over the place today.
All right, well, I got worried about you. Hadn't seen you, hadn't called, so I was wondering where he's at, man. I'm glad you're still kicking.
Yeah, still kicking, man. I hear the door's open down there. I'll walk through it one day.
It is. It's open, buddy. It's open. Just come on in.
All right, we'll see you, brother.
See you, man. Great caller.
UAB wins 32-20.
Heavy Diet Dr. Pepper.
No, I ain't drinking no Diet Dr. Pepper right now. I drank a glass of milk. Thank you.
Must have been.
UAB will win the ball game.
Didn't you call in and say something about South Carolina would win, Mississippi State would win?
Yeah.
Then I say what?
You called in and said South Carolina would win. You called in and said
Tennessee.
You said Mississippi State would win.
No. I said Tennessee will win by 1 point.
No, you didn't.
21-20. That's what I said.
No, wait a minute. 41-20 is not 1 point.
But that's what I said. I said Tennessee would win it by 1 point.
What'd you say about the Mississippi State game?
Do what?
What did you say about the Mississippi State game?
I didn't say nothing about Mississippi State game. I didn't call.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
whatever. Go back and look at the
Go get you another glass of milk.
You go back.
Go back for 2% this time.
You look at your films and all this, and you see how many times I've called this year.
Okay.
I've already called about 4 times.
Yeah, I'm going to call Butch Jones and tell him we're going to go watch this.
Yeah. All right, go to bed and be good.
Tennessee get beat tomorrow, 32-20.
All right, Tennessee 32, UAB 20.
Well, start writing this down that way you can't.
No, I didn't say Tennessee.
Yeah, you said you said Tennessee 32, UAB 20.
Hey, believe it or not, I've watched UAB play. They got a good offense.
You've watched them play.
Have you watched Tennessee play?
They got a good offense.
Have you watched Tennessee play recently?
Yeah, I watched Tennessee.
And they've got a good offense too, don't they?
No.
You don't think so? They scored 40 points last week.
They play Tennessee football, and sometimes they sometimes they don't.
Let me ask you a question here before you hang up.
What?
I thought you was a huge Tennessee fan.
I am a Tennessee fan.
Well, most Tennessee fans is not going to call here and pick like you just picked.
I got a tattoo. I have a tattoo on my right leg that says "Go Vols."
What's on your left? Well, is your left leg go Wildcats? You big Oak Ridge homer, aren't you?
You find somebody else who got a tattoo.
Okay.
Are you an Oak Ridge Wildcat fan too?
I just tell it like it is. Sometimes they suck, sometimes they don't.
Are you a Harriman fan or an Oak Ridge fan?
Harriman.
Have you ever watched Oak Ridge play?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I know you've watched Harriman play. I've seen you at the game.
We're asking, are you an Oak Ridge fan or a Harriman fan?
No. Hey, that's surprising right there with Fulton beating Oak Ridge.
Yeah, we didn't think they'd win either, but they did.
What did they win? 2 games this year?
3.
That makes 3.
3?
Yeah. 3.
Hey, I got a question while it's on my mind.
I'd asked.
How does a team get in the playoffs only winning 3 or 4 games?
Come in 4th in the region.
All 3 of those third. All 3 of those wins were region games. Outside the region, they played Central, they played South Dole, they played Maryville.
Maybe one more.
Let's see, who's the
other? Had to play one more.
South Dole, Central, Maryville. I can't remember.
I don't understand it.
Well, they come in third tonight by beating Oak Ridge. I mean, they won the right games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can say.
That's all you can say.
That's all you can say about it.
And they didn't put a cupcake schedule together outside of the region.
How'd Harriman get in?
They won enough games.
Won enough games.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering.
All right.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
See you.
Remember, UAB wins tomorrow.
All right. Tennessee wins over UAB. Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight here on the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard. We'll see you next week. It's playoff time, and give us a call. We'll see you next Friday night. Huh?
Game start at 7.
Oh, yeah, okay. We done said that earlier. You wasn't here. 7
that.
o'clock, if you're going to a game next week somewhere, 7 o'clock. Be sure to look at some time zones, too, if you got to travel if you're going, I don't know where everybody's going.
We'll be here at 10.
We'll be here at 10. Our regular time's 10 o'clock. We'll see you here next Friday night on the 5-Star Prep Friday Night Scoreboard.
Breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Reno Sporting Goods, your first choice for sports equipment. On the court, on the field, or in the stands, Reno's has the brand names you want. All the latest from Adidas, Under Armour, and more. From custom embroidery to screen printing, it's all about the game. For over 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods.
Breaker, good buddy. We've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County.
You guys support community here.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford EcoSport, $17,726. New 2020 Ford Explorer XLT, $34,995. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Mustang EcoBoost, $23,995. New 2019 F-150 Super Crew, $30,995. Shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Stand apart from the crowd. Smart, clean, professional. Let Reno's fit your style. Business and corporate wear to keep your business on the move. Reno's, it's sporting goods, and a whole lot more. The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammer. Thank you, Mr. Walker. A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
Big E's Deli and Market is now open in Rockwood at 326 North Gateway Avenue. They have both 100% gas and gas with ethanol. They are open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Come by and visit the new owners of Big E's. They have all types of sandwiches in the deli, plus competitive gas prices and the coldest drinks in town. That's Big E's Market, 326 North Gateway Avenue in Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Few better ways to come back from break than to be greeted with our nation's national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, performed by the Rockwood Marching Band. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week. Again, give them a call, 865-546-1111, or visit reckontoacheck.com to see what they can do for you. We're so happy to have them on board with us all season long. So let's talk about this season, as I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by James Gibson. Oak Ridge, boy, they've had one heck of a turnaround. The team went from getting dominated by West, which we saw personally, to beating Mount Juliet, which we saw personally, and having a 14-point lead over undefeated Powell in the fourth quarter. How do you describe what Coach Gaddis has done with that team?
Well, that coaching staff has done a really good job the second half of this season. You know, the young Oak Ridge roster, they're now more experienced with several games under their belt, so they're playing great ball, and great job of the coaching staff.
Oak Ridge facing a game with playoff seeding on the line tonight as well. Lots can happen in that region, but if Oak Ridge loses to Fulton, the Wildcats will be a 4 seed when it's all said and done. And make no mistake, Fulton is much improved as well.
Yeah, they've came a long way. You know, with that young roster, I believe they was only returning something like 2 starters from last year. So, you know, they're going to have their hands full to beat a very talented Oak Ridge team without their starting quarterback, by the way, Tommy Sweat, who suffered a season-ending ankle injury in last week's 22-0 loss at West. So I'm going to go ahead and say Oak Ridge wins this one pretty comfortable.
So if you look on your screen there, you'll see the playoff bracket for Class 5A in the top of the whole state bracket, and see there that Oak Ridge and Fulton taking the 3 or 4 seed in Region 3. And then you see the question marks beside the number 4 seed for Region 3, and that's because all of this stuff that you see on the right as the scenarios are laid out. But TSSAA on their playoff scenario website actually has the same 3 question marks, because the playoff tiebreaker is so deep that they don't know the answer to it yet, and they won't know until the conclusion of tonight's games. But we do know one thing for sure, and that's if Fulton beats Oak Ridge, Fulton is the 3 seed and Oak Ridge is the 4 seed. But if Oak Ridge wins that game, then you've got Karnes battling in there, Cumberland County, Clinton in there. It's a mess for that last seed. So, and we'll go over more of those as we get into it. By the way, Central, the Bobcats, went down. That team had won 23 straight games, and South Doyle made that W look easy by running Missouri commit Elijah Young in a Wildcat formation all night long. Does that make a team like Oak Ridge or Fulton feel better about a potential early matchup with Central?
Well, it shows them that Central can be beat, first off. But the problem is Oak Ridge and Fulton currently don't have Elijah Young. This guy has 9 scholarship offers from Power 5 schools. He has over 1,600 yards rushing right now, 32 touchdowns, and he's legit.
He is legit. 32 touchdowns, that's quite a number.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about some more things. We'll talk about what happened last night, a big surprise coming out of Morgan County, so we'll talk about that. You're tuned in to the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Support community here.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford EcoSport, $17,726. New 2020 Ford Explorer XLT, $34,995. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Shops online at rayvarnerford.com.
Planning a funeral can be difficult at best, but it can be a lot easier if you work with people who care. That's Davis Funeral Home in Harriman and Wartburg. Davis Funeral Home gives attention to every detail, ensuring your loved ones will be remembered with honor and integrity. Davis Funeral Home works very hard to give you the most professional service possible. Davis Funeral Homes, Morgan Avenue in Harriman and Old Mill Road in Wartburg. Davis Funeral Homes, people who care.
It's truck and SUV season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Mustang EcoBoost, $23,995. New 2019 F-150 Super Crew, $30,995. Shops online at rayvarnerford.com.
Welcome back into our OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, James Gibson, and we are here at Civitan Field in Rockwood, Tennessee. We've got the the Rockwood Band on the field. We've got senior night here that just took place. We've got homecoming also, which will take place, I'm guessing, at halftime. That's normally when homecoming takes place. So a very jam-packed night here for Rockwood. But I want to thank all of our sponsors, not just OEBlaw.com. If you want to know more information about what they can do for you, go to reckontoacheck.com. But all of our sponsors, including Smoking Joe's, ice-cold beverages and all your tobacco needs can be found at one place in Rockwood. Yes, and it's located in Rockwood on Gateway Avenue. Yes, you guessed it. It is Smoking Joe's. They're located next to B&O Motors. If you're traveling south, it's on the right. If you're traveling north, it's on your left. If you're traveling up, you're going to miss it. That's Smoking Joe's, Gateway Avenue in Rockwood. So I didn't see it coming at all, Coach Gibson. I never would have picked Coalfield to defeat Oneida, especially off the heels of that 27-0 drubbing that we saw last week at Oliver Springs. Explain this one to me.
Well, in high school football and college football, anything can happen any given night. And Oneida, who's had a great year, couldn't get it done. Coalfield is a very hard place to play. And after they got beat handedly by Oliver Springs, let's just be honest, they were mad.
They were.
They were trying to prove a point to their coach as well. They took it out on Oneida, and they came out on top.
They certainly did. Oneida in that one late, trying to punch in a score to tie that one, and Coalfield comes down with a big interception to seal it. So let's move on. Loudon and Red Bank, they meet tonight for a regular season region championship in Region 3, Class 3A. And we've talked about this Loudon team all year long because they started the season with a very impressive win over Greenback, and since then they've just kept knocking off every opponent, and now going for 10-0 and a region championship against Red Bank. Who you got in this one?
Well, what a job, first off, over there at Loudon that they've done, going from 3-8 to 9-0 in 1 year. But I could never pick against the Redskins, so I'm going with Loudon by 6 in this one. You?
I'm going to have to go with the Redskins as well. It's hard to pick against Loudon in this situation. So let's take a look at playoff scenarios around the area, because there are some important games, as we have already talked about, and we'll look to see where everyone is seated and where everyone could be seated. So you see Class 1A playoff brackets, the teams we care about, it's set in stone. Cloudland got that number 1 seed in Region 1, so Harriman taking that number 4 seed. What can you say about that?
I tell you, that's a game that Harriman could come out on top on that. And really, that'd be a great win for Travis Tapp and company. So that's a trap game for Cloudon there.
I would say so as well. And then you've got Oliver Springs getting to host Jellicoe. That should be a pretty easy victory for the Bobcats.
Oliver Springs big there.
And then you've got Coalfield having to travel to Hancock County. But again, that's a game Coalfield is very capable of winning.
Oh yeah, I've got Coalfield on that one as well. Hancock County, that's a heck of a drive getting down there to that. So. But I've still got Coalfield big.
Greenback playing Unaka, kind of interesting. Greenback was set to play Unaka a few years back in the playoffs, and Unaka forfeit. they didn't want to play Greenbacks?
I think they only had about 12 players at that time. So, UNAC has done a great job of getting that roster filled back out, and they've made the playoffs. But I don't, this is going to be a big blowout by Greenback.
And the point was made when they forfeited that game, they also forfeited their postseason for the next year. So, and now they're back in it. So, let's see, Class 2A, here's where you got a little bit of a gap. Region 1, number 1, that's yet to be filled up. Region 1, number 3. Actually, Region 1 yet to be filled up, but you've got Region 2 a little bit more set with Oneida coming in at number 2, Meigs County at number 1. We know that. The winner of tonight's game will be number 3. The loser will fall into number 4. So here's a look at that Region 1. So if Hampton and South Green win, you've got Hampton taking the number 1 seed and South Green taking number 2. That's easy. But if South Green and Cosby wins, then you've got South Green, Happy Valley, and then you've got Hampton falling in at number 3. But if Happy Valley wins, none of anything else matters because Happy Valley will be the number 1 team, Hampton number 2, South Green number 3, and Sullivan North number 4. So that is still a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess until we get some wins here tonight.
So we'll get that figured out, and hopefully by the end of the night we'll be able to tell you where Rockwood and Cumberland Gap are going for the playoffs. So we'll find out. Class 3A, the teams we care about, Chucky Doak winning Region 1. And then you've got, it's either going to be Gatlinburg-Pittman or Kingston, and Gatlinburg-Pittman has played so well all season long, and Coach Brian Pankey and that Kingston Yellow Jacket team have played well, I'd say, the second half of the season.
Yeah, they came on strong, and I think it kind of started down here at Rockwood, really. They came a long way because we covered them early, and there was a lot of mistakes, sloppy ball all over the field. So they've came a long way.
So then Johnson and Unicoi County, what's going to happen there? And then you've got Austin East, the number 2 seed, and then, of course, the number 1 seed, which will be heavily favored to get out of this entire bracket, is Alcoa. So Class 4A, Elizabethton taking that number 1 seed away from Greenville, and that's probably the first time that Greenville's not been a number 1 seed in a few years.
Yeah, it's been a while, but still got that home field advantage.
And then here's what's interesting. Anderson County always looks forward to, well, at least the fans always look forward to that inevitable matchup with Greenville. You might see it in round 2 this season.
That's going to be a game, man.
And Anderson County would have the home field advantage in that one, so the Green Devils would have to come to AC. So that's a look at Class 4A. Class 5A, you got Tennessee High, and then you got another one of these question marks. My goodness. And these are way too many scenarios to really crack down and get into, so we'll just kind of tell you what we know here. It's amazing to me that Central could still not even be the number 2 seed after South Doyle knocked them off and won that region. So South Doyle, the number 1 seed in Region 2A, didn't see that coming. So Central should be the number 2 seed, but we'll have to see what happens tonight to determine that. Class 5A, of course, Powell won Region 3 with a couple of very decisive wins. I say decisive wins, but close victories over Oak Ridge and over West, and that put West in number 2. So those 2 positions are set, but we alluded to this a little bit earlier. Oak Ridge, Fulton. If Fulton wins, then Fulton's number 3 and Oak Ridge is number 4. If Fulton doesn't win, then all heck breaks loose.
It really does. But that number 2 seed that Knox West gave up to Powell is that's going to be a big game for Knox West in the second round there, with potentially meeting South Doyle.
Yeah. So let's look. This it's Class 6A. You've got all kinds of scenarios here. So Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill play tonight. Okay, so the winner of that game is going to end up with a number 1 seed here. But then past that, oh my goodness. So Science Hill could be a number 3 seed or a number 1 seed, and but Science Hill cannot be a 2 seed. They can only be a 3 or a 1. or a 4. If Bearden and Farragut both win. Oh, my goodness. You have got to love Week 11 in high school football.
Nobody knows anything at this point.
Nobody knows anything. And then let's go to Region 2 and Class 6A. Again, all over the place. One thing we know for sure, Maryville is going to be the number 1 seed, so we've got that covered. But then it's going to be Bradley Central and McMinn County with a number 2 seed and a number 3 seed. And then for that number 4 seed, you've got 3 teams vying for it: William, Blount, Cleveland, and Ottawa.
And, you know, none of these coaches would admit this, but they know almost every one of these scenarios that pertain to them.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it. So that's what's going on around the area. When we get back, we've had this Rockwood band swaying back and forth for about 10 minutes.
Longer than that, I believe, about 45 minutes.
They're waiting. They want to start playing. They want to do their part of pregame. So we're going to do our part to pregame this game between Cumberland Gap and Rockwood when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
I'm a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Stand apart from the crowd. Smart, clean, professional. Let Reno's fit your style. Business and corporate wear to keep your business on the move. Reno's, it's sporting goods and a whole lot more. The Harriman Utility Board is committed to providing safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here is Helen Hammer. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
A lot of years have passed since that TV ad. Hammer stores are still offering up-to-the-minute fashions for men and women, famous label outdoor wear and boots, area rugs, and exciting purchases. All at Hammer's famous low prices.
Race on down!
Big E's Deli and Market is now open in Rockwood at 326 North Gateway Avenue. They have both 100% gas and gas with ethanol. They are open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Come by and visit the new owners of Big E's. They have all types of sandwiches in the deli, plus competitive gas prices and the coldest drinks in town. That's Big E's Market, 326 North Gateway Avenue in Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Welcome back to the OEB Law Game of the Week as we see Rockwood run out onto the field. They look pumped, sitting at 4-5 on the year. They know if they win this game, they're getting a number 3 seed in the TSSAA playoffs. But they've got to take on Cumberland Gap, who also wants that number 3 seed. So, James Gibson, let's talk about this one. Rockwood looked like a team that